There's a definite trap that I encounter a lot in spiritual circles, whether we're talking in Christian groups, like in friends that are walking that path, or in yoga communities, even in New Age communities, just people who are drawn to seeking the light and seeking the Lord and seeking the Creator or the Source, however people want to articulate that energy. And that tendency is to completely gloss over the negative. It's tempting to do because nobody loves to sit and dwell in a negative energy or a negative space or complaint or doubt. But the problem with that is if we don't shine light on those negative things, on those darker aspects of existence and our reality, then those darker aspects of life tend to be forced underground into the subconscious. And even though we're not consciously focused on those negative things, they're running in the background. So one of the most powerful things that we can do as humans is not just sweep those darker things under the rug, but become really acquainted with them, become really familiar with what are some of the things that either are the dark things out there in the world, or what are the dark things within ourselves, the things in our lives that aren't working well, the aspects of our personalities that aren't in alignment with our higher truth. And not to sit and wallow in those things, but to shine a light on them, to become aware of what those things are, not just in thought only, but also in being. Because as soon as we shine the light of being and presence on those darker things, they're transformed into light. And so I think one of my most important spiritual practices is to sit with the harder things, the harder truths. And that's why the very first module in the program I created does just that. The whole first month of Overhaul is dedicated to identifying, sitting with, being with, exploring the ugly, the stuff that we don't want to look at, the stuff we don't want to touch. And sometimes it's easy to get stuck in those things. So there are practices and things we can do to get out of that wallowing place. But there's a difference between being in a depressive mode where that's all you can see versus just actually giving yourself the space to be with and process those harder aspects of life. So I'd love to hear, where do you fall on that? Do you run away from the dark things? Do you run toward them? Do you get stuck in them? I'm not saying be obsessed with looking at only that, right? Especially with the news and all the social media craziness, it's very easy to get stuck on rabbit holes and conspiracies, and there's a place for that. I'm not suggesting that we live in that place either. What I'm suggesting is that we use our consciousness and our awareness to go within, to uncover our own personal darkness, because when we shine a light on that, the rest of the world mirrors that work that we're doing. And the more we shine a light on all of the darkness, the more it can be transmuted into light. I hope you have a great day.